SQLMAP. Today we're going to look at that. So SQLMAP is a really big tool, but I'm only going to cover a small part of it today. So how to use SQLMAP, how to find SQL injection vulnerabilities using only automated technique which is supported by SQLMAP. So I booted up a room on Try Hack Me. I hope this is gonna work. It is called Avengers with the green Hulk guy looking really cute. Yeah. So in just 10 seconds time we will have the IP address for us. And time has passed because I'm a magician. You didn't see it. Alright, so I'm gonna post the IP of the room. Unable to connect. So it's because I need to do nmap scan to find some port number thing, something which I have no idea. Let's just see, cookies. Alright, so let's just do something. Let's do a nmap scan on this. No. I need to find the port. Was it really necessary for me to pick a room where I need to find something? It would seem that there is no website. Alright, so I'm gonna scan all ports just basically like that, and just until then let's just see the HTTP. They do talk about HTTP, so there is a website and I just want them to give it to me. And while this scan finishes up, I'm gonna pause the video and get back to you. Alright, so the scan finished and nothing was up. It is basically just I don't know, was a slow server. Yeah, it happens in Try Hack Me sometimes. So did he just raise his hands? He did. So this is just very distracting. This is just the way, you know, finding vulnerabilities in websites is. You need to sometimes go through some of the steps, and I would like to say that the steps that I'm showing you right now is what I would do before, you know, looking for any vulnerabilities. And we're going to do some automated scans today. So basically many videos on YouTube do not show these kind of steps. They just go straight to the point, and I could do that, but I don't really feel that this is the right way. Alright, so just to look at what we have here, we have some different profiles and it all seems very interesting. Could I get something to exploit, please? Let's see. Any IDs, anything at all? Using SQLMAP. It's just a lot of dead links. Lovely, right? When we're gonna do something automated, we end up doing something manual. That's the irony. Hint. Oh, okay. Flag, cookie, secret. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do the room. What is it? Yeah, I just want to sign in. That's fine. What is it? Yeah, that's beautiful. Admin, sign in, administrator. Okay, so I'm gonna run a go bust on this. You know, it's gonna be very interesting now. So it's gonna be it's gonna be on the on the correct IP address. Let me just see if I can copy paste today. It's gonna be lovely. Word list is gonna be user share word lists dear Buster, and then do directory like this. 2.3. Oh, come on, medium. Let's just try to do home. Really fast one. No. Portal. There we go. We have it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the login. So now that we already used 5 minutes of this video to talk about how to find the login form, we're gonna try and use SQLMAP to automate our attack. So we're gonna try to find some SQL injection. What I'm gonna do is to use burp. I'm gonna set interceptors on. I'm gonna go to proxy and use burp, and username is gonna be test and pass123. I'm gonna capture this request. I'm gonna copy all of it. Come on, copy. It's a thing itself to copy paste correctly. Just do it 2 times, no 3 times. We know how it feels sometimes. I'm gonna drop the request. I'm gonna go back to the browser, say use normal again. There, clear the screen. Nano into a file. Let's just call it. Let's call it cap. I don't know, any name. Paste it in, and you probably didn't know this, but SQLMAP has a parameter called R, which is for request. It is a cap request, and P for the parameter. So let's just try and inject on something. Let's just, you know, just do it without it. Just press enter now and say, got a 3.0, do you want to follow? Yeah, we want to follow. And it also says like, do you want to respond to original? Yeah, let's just do everything. Run the SQLMAP, and now we just, I don't know, we're just leaving the computer now, because now it's just gonna do the thing for us that we don't want to do. And now it's a question. Is it remember to perform only basic unit tests, blah, blah. Do you want to reduce number of requests? Yeah, why not? Let's just try and see if we can get something interesting. And if you read the highlighted messages, you can see that it says a username does not seem to be injectable, and so on and so on. And it seems the password does not seem to be injectable either. So I know it should be. Let's just go to SQL injection and see that there is a possibility that we can find something interesting using this marvelous program called SQLMAP. To expose SQL for to work out a query. Yeah. So what if I go to SQLMap.h, and then we do something like we need to put on some force on this, it would seem, to level risk. Let's do the risk level. Let's do 3. Yeah, let's do a higher risk level. So let's just do risk equal to 3. And this is not working. Why does it not work? Risk, where was it? Risk equal risk of test to perform. Oh, yeah, I wanted to be aggressive. I guess I totally read that wrong. It would seem that I'm reading everything wrong today. Risk, why? Oh, sorry, it's the H. Ugh. Of course I'm reading it right. There we go. Risk. And do you want to follow? Yes, we want to follow. We want to resend original post. I do. And now let's see if we can get it tells us that post from user appears to be in some way injectable. Now we don't need to understand why on the thing, it's just like it is. So do you want to skip test specific payloads now that it kind of shows it could be MySQL? Let's just do that for simplicity to include. Yeah, just do that. And now it's doing its thing again, and we're just letting it run, and you see all this text on your screen. You're thinking, what am I doing? And am I doing it right? I'm doing it wrong. You know, you're not doing anything. It is SQLMAP doing all the work, and basically just pressing some yes or no, and you know, if you sit down and learn to do SQL injection manually, you might even be faster than SQLMAP. But sometimes, if we're talking about blind SQL injection, well, it might be faster to use a tool because it's made for automating. So, all right, it says is vulnerable. Do you want to keep testing the others? No, I am perfectly fine just having this. So it says parameter title, we're having clause, payload username. Yeah, so basically they say this is the payload. So if I take this, of course this is just a result for SQLMAP. I could also run it. So I'm just gonna write test and paste that in, and I'm gonna paste it in both places. And now I'm logged in as someone. I have a command, and this is just one way of you to use SQLMAP. Now we're logged in. I have not really sure who or what, but this is just, we just logged in, right? So what we could do is probably do something like DBS to dump the databases. Yes, I wanna. Yeah. I want to try and retrieve the actual database name now. So I injected the command of DBS, the parameter after it, and then just continue to enumerate my way down if this is what I want to do. So really, we're just finding different kind of. Yeah, this is typical 5-table MySQL database, information scheme, adventures, MySQL, and it's enumerating the names for me or for us right now through automated techniques. We don't really know how it's doing it. We could probably do a verbose scan, have a lot of stuff going on. And now we are having the databases right there, and then we can say something like, I would like to look at the let's just see what is the short for it. We could do the table called Avengers, and then say tables. Which tables is inside the database called Avengers? Boom, let's do this. And yes, follow, and yes again. And then it's basically just retrieving 101 something. So it's host summary and host summary by file IO. Holy moly. Yep. Oh, I think I wrote something wrong. So let's just say we want the it's not a table. It was a database. I'm gonna write the database for adventures. This is my bad. I'm sorry for that. So dash capital D for adventures database. I want to dump the tables. There we go. So my bad. And this is automating tools. It's just so confusing sometimes. And the table inside of the database adventures is called users. Then further, what I can do is just say using the dash T capitalized users, I want to basically for to dump it all. So why not dump it all? Yes and yes. And then we are retrieving 5 rows. It would seem ID is the first. Username. I assume it's gonna tell me username now. Yes, it is username. And then password. And now we're getting all the data inside the table because we wrote dump, and basically that's that about it. Yeah. User, password, node, registration date, and we are retrieving it all. Suit needs upgrade. Okay. So we are retrieving a lot of things, and this is taking its time. Probably because it's some technique that requires sometimes. There are different ways to do SQL injections that are like union based and blind and error based and stuff like that. It just takes the time, and depending on that, you know, it flag 4. Oh. So now we're getting some flags for the room. That's also fine. So we can leave this running and just, you know, enumerate all the stuff. What I really want to show you guys is also that I did prepare some notes. So if you wish to use SQLMAP, you can do stuff like this, that you could also just, you know, write SQLMAP-U for the host, and then type in some host and see what happens and see what it finds. As soon as you have SQL injection, you can enumerate databases, you can list a specific database in the tables, and you can list, you know, specific stuff inside of that and so on. So that is a typical use of SQLMAP, and of course you can go all in using SQLMAP if you wish to do that. Best movies, yeah. And now that it found usernames and password and dumped all of it, now we're kind of done, right? So we have our flag. We could probably log in now to some system and just go all nuts and everything and hack all of this adventure stuff room. And we also have some command injection here probably to get a shell. I'm pretty sure about that. So yeah, flag 5, flag 4, we're getting different kind of flags. Basically this is SQL injection in its nutcase. We could also do something like SQLMAP -h and go ahead and say like, okay, so we're gonna try and get a shell prompt for an interactive operating shell. So we're gonna say like, instead of all this dumping stuff, we're just gonna do OS shell and see, well, what is gonna happen with this. Yes, and follow, and which application language does the server support. Now we don't really know. I guess I'm not really sure that we can find out of that in any way. That would of course be a necessity for us in order to work. Well, it doesn't seem like that they're eager to tell us in any way. Even at the portal seems that they want to tell us. It's just auth, sanitize, this and that. It doesn't tell us anything at all. No. Yeah, we don't really know. We could try and just no. We would probably need to further escalate our way into this. They don't even tell us anything just to make it work. So just for the sake of this tutorial, let's just say this is a PHP and default, and let's just do brute force search and a lot of them locations there, and press using it no, and then just let it run, and then see if it can inject a shell for us. So as I also said, that SQLMAP can be used for more than just, you know, SQL injection. You can also open a shell in the box and stuff, but it is of course an automated process, and in most occasions I assume that you could get working at some point, but I'm really a fan of SQLMAP. I think it's a beautiful tool. It does a job really good, but it's just one of those tools that is so big and it's just outputting a lot of text, and it's really hard to, you know, decipher it or to get an idea what's going on, and it's just running its own life. That is the basic idea of most automatic tools. I'm gonna quit this, because if you wish to use it more like that, you can try and use it. I hope that you learned something from this tutorial, and if you do so, please consider subscribing to my channel and leave them comment below if you have any questions and requests for videos. Also, just leave a comment below. I'm gonna take it very seriously and respond back to you and create a video if it's something that I know something about. Else I'm just gonna try and learn it. Okay, so until next time, I see you again. Bye bye.